we are now going to solve polynomial functions. And we're going to do this using our zero product rule, which means ultimately we're going to factor. So suppose we start with f of x equals x squared minus 4x plus 6. And we are asked to find when does f of x equal 11. And so we go in and we replace f of x with 11. So 11 equals x squared minus 4x plus 6. Our next step is to get this ready to be factored, so we subtract 11 from both sides. We get at least one 0 on one side. And 6 minus 11 is minus 5. Factors of minus 5 that add up to minus 4 are x minus 5 and x plus 1, which means x equals 5 and x equals minus 1. Or we get the set minus 1, 5. And so we want to make sure this is right, so we plug the minus 1 in. So we take minus 1 squared minus 4 times minus 1 plus 6. Minus 1 squared is a positive 1. Minus 4 times minus 1 is a positive 4. Plus 6, and 1 plus 4 plus 6 is 11. So it works for the minus 1. For the 5, we get 5 squared minus 4 times 5 plus 6, which is 25 minus 20 plus 6, which is 5 plus 6, which is again 11. Since it works for both of them, we know we have our solution. We could also be asked what points are on the graph of f of x. And then we remember that this is our output. So we ended up with 2 points, both with an 11 in y, and we have a minus 1 for one and a 5 for the other. So these are the points on the graph. Now, we also want to look at asking when does f of x equals 4x squared minus 5x minus 6. And we want to know what are the x-intercepts. Remember, an x-intercept is wherever it crosses the x-axis, and so this means our y value, or our function value, equals 0. So we can replace f of x with a 0 and get 4x squared minus 5x minus 6. Well, this is already ready to be factored, so we just take the 4 times the minus 6 and get a minus 24. Factors minus 24 add up to minus 5 are minus 8 and 3. Divide both by 4. We get minus 2 over 1. Remember, with our synthetic factoring, all we have to do is change our signs to get our answers as 2, this is the set of x, and minus 3/4. And if we check our answers, these will work. So 4 times 2 squared minus 5 times 2 minus 6 is 4. That's 16 minus 10 minus 6, which sure enough is 0. The minus 3/4 squared minus 5 times minus 3/4 minus 6. Looks like we're going to want everything in fourths because this is 9/16 times 4, which reduces to 9/4 plus 15/4 minus 24/4, and 9 plus 15 is 24, and 24 minus 24 is 0. So both of these worked, and the points on the graph are 2, 0, and minus 3/4, 0. And we are done.